Hey, oh, hey, 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 ah, hey, oh, hey, ah. Ana, hey, ah, hey. Oh, yeah, ana, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, ah, na, oh. Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Brother Dooley, aka the Beantown Ghetto Shaman. Um, I was doing couple of videos this morning and spending some wonderful time with my daughter. She chilling. You know, this my daughter right here, Miss Dendara. You have a lot of, different type of beings coming into this planet right now. You know, we have I know folks heard about, if they didn't hear about, like star seeds, crystal children, all this stuff. And there's people that talk about saying how these children have a different type of DNA, that whole junk DNA that scientists talk about are being activated within these children. Now, what's so interesting about my daughter is that when me and my wife was making some good bumping grinding one day, we was getting it on tantric style, yeah. What happened is my wife is very psychic. What was interesting, she seen this bright light coming into our room, right? She said she seen this light that came from the sun on some old next level and came right into the room while we was making love and on some next ish. So I always notice my daughter, and maybe every parent says these things like my daughter, my son, they the ish, they something special about them. But really, what's interesting about my daughter is she came into the astral world with me, the spirit world with me 2 times when I was doing these intense healings. One time I was in this lower realm, just pulling people out of this lower realm. I was doing these healings all night. It was deep. And it was one particular individual who I was doing this healing for after I was doing all these other healings. And this woman, she had so much pain, so much, she needed a lot of work, And at that moment, I didn't know if I could be able to help her anymore because I felt like I was being depleted of the life force energy to help her. At that moment, my daughter popped up into this spirit realm and started assisting me with this healing. Because the spirit realm, when we look at this gender, age, all these other things, they're not. It's different. It's not solidified in concrete how we look at things here in this 3rd dimension. So we gotta be aware of these new children coming through, because a lot of them are very high reincarnations of different powerful people that are coming back to really help assist in this change on this planet, because we know everything is wacky. I was talking about in this last video, we talking about clones and cloning and high technology and stuff. And, like I was saying, in the Mahabharata, they talked about nuclear war, And I remember I even did some research surrounding some people saying that there was something similar that happened in the Grand Canyon, on the level of dealing with nuclear weapons, So there's nothing new under the sun, even like the whole science of Atlantis sinking and stuff. There's been times, humanity go in cycles, and there's times where we get too like Jacob's ladder. We get too ill for our own benefit. We get too bad for our own good, and because you could master technology, make new beings, do all kinds of, do space travel, all kinds of stuff. But if you ain't dealt with this, the heart, dealt with that level of love, then all that other stuff, doesn't really mean nothing. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean nothing. Yeah, you so smart, you're so brilliant, this, that, and the third. But if there's no level of ethics, you know, no a level of morality, then that's a problem, you know. And we see this all the time. There's a lot of people. For instance, I'll give you an example. It was in the book on the autobiography of the yogi. There was one chapter that I think was so very interesting. And there's a point where people do go beyond duality. Don't get me wrong. You know, where we claim things as good, evil, these concepts go beyond. And for them, I would call those were what you would call the Mahasiddhas, or the crazy wisdom masters. But that's for another video. But till you get there, till you merge with the all, you're playing with fire, my friends. You know what I mean? If you're not there to supersede or go beyond ego, or go beyond that level of attachment, then you're playing with fire. What's up, baby girl? So, you know, that's my daughter over there. So what was interesting is within this particular chapter in the autobiography of Yogi, it was this one guy who was able to manifest things from the astral world into the physical world, particularly food and stuff. But also he had this particular city or power where he could be able to touch something and be able to manifest in his possession. All right. So this guy basically would go to the local jewelry store. This was a real person in India. And this guy would go to the jewelry store and he would touch, he would go and see the jeweler and say, yo, you know, can I see that ring? May see that gold ring right there. He put the ring on, blah, you know, it doesn't really fit me or whatever, you know, it doesn't look good. He could get a gold necklace or whatever. It's like, yo, man, may see that gold necklace, yo. You know what I mean? And be like, yo, you know what? I'm not really feeling this gold necklace or whatever. And then he'll walk out. He'll walk out the jewelry store. And then next thing you know, the jewelry would disappear and reappear on his person, on himself. So the local police in Bombay, they was in an uproar. They were like, yo, what's good? What's going on? We got this jewel thief. All this jewelry is missing and we don't know what's going on. What's happening, right? So if the dudes that was doing this, his master, his guru, his teacher said to him, you know, word got around that, that his student was doing all this, or using his cities or his powers to get over on certain people. So it got to him, to his teacher, and his teacher was basically like, yo, I got to check my student on this. So basically he disguised himself as this older man. And he had this, I think it was a golden bowl or something. And he came to his student in disguise and say, yo, I heard you was a great healer. Can you heal me? And his student was like, well, he was obviously not interested what his teacher in disguise was concerned about, well, him being needing healing or anything. The first thing came out his mouth was like, may see that golden bowl, may touch it. So his master was like, oh, this is, just to let you know, this is the only possession I have, and he touched the bowl. And then afterwards, he walks away. He's like, yo, matter of fact, I don't got time to help heal you or nothing. He walks off. And as he walks off, the bowl disappears out of his teacher's hand and reappears in his student's hand. So at that moment, his teacher caught him in the act right there and scolded him. It was like, yo, I heard you was doing this, but I didn't believe it. But now I know, you dirty scoundrel, And basically he did like that Avatar move. You remember, I don't know if y'all seen the Avatar, when the Avatar Aang was fighting the Fire Lord at the end, and he took his daggone powers. He did some move at the top of his head, 1,000 Petal Lotus. Well, homie did a similar thing to his student, which they took away that particular city. And dude felt so ashamed, everything. He said, yo, I'm going to go repent, go look at myself, go look at the man in the mirror. So the teacher felt pity. He still allowed him to still have the power to manifest things from the astral, at least to get food and stuff like that. But long story short, is talking about, it was a highlight to show you that it doesn't matter if a person is really ill with the level of powers or knowledge or any of those things. Again, if you ain't got this, if you ain't got that level of understanding that we all connected, and even if this is a goddamn illusion, you know what I mean, then you're gonna miss the whole point, because love reigns supreme, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave it like this, and hope y'all enjoy. Say peace, Dandara. Peace.